everybody, it's Dara, and it's nighttime with Dara, and I am, let's see, we covered a bit of the bath, beauty and the bath, and this is part of the beauty series. So we've taken our bath, we've taken one of our many baths, that's just one style of bathing. Then I'd like to also cover some teeth, hair, deodorant, and I brought the dry brushes to show you. Okay, so let's cover this first. This is a typical Yerba Prima is the brand skin brush. Brush the palms of your hands, everything gently towards your heart, bottom of your feet, top of your feet, all the way up and around on your back, and you're sloughing off the dead skin cells. You're allowing your skin, which is your largest organ, to breathe and release toxins. So you will get rid of cellulite, varicose veins, toxins. Just give your body such relief. I do this every day before I bathe. Oh, okay, so this is a starter dry brush. Now, if you like it, this may seem rough to you at first, but after a while you'll realize that you kind of want a stronger exfoliator. So I got this little Bass, B-A-S-S brush from Boar Bristles, and this is much stronger. I like this. So both of them are good. And the toothpaste that I use is Jason Power Smile. This flavor is Vanilla Power Mint by Jason. I love it. And I believe this does not have fluoride. We don't want fluoride. And then I don't use deodorant a lot, but if I do, I will use this Crystal Body deodorant stick. No aluminum. We don't want any aluminum under our armpits going into our body. Really, we don't want anything on our hair, on our nails, on our bodies that we couldn't eat, especially if we're taking a bath and we use a shampoo that's not natural, and then our pores are all open, and then the chemicals are going into our system. It's enough with the chlorine and the things in our water and the things we breathe. We really want to just use all natural products. Which is leading me to the dilemma that I have at the moment, because I think even though I got this conditioner at Whole Foods, and I love, love, love it, it's olive and avocado made by Earth Science. There's some things in here that are a little hard to pronounce. So I am on the lookout for a really good shampoo. I use, this is conditioner. I use any shampoo that's all natural with no sodium lauryl sulfate. And so this particular one that I used tonight was from the Roots Brothers, rootsbrothersgrows.com, and this is the body lotion. I used their body lotion, and this was like a really minty, there's so much like floating in here. There were little pieces of herbs in the bath, but I really liked it. It was very tingly and it was very nice. But as far as the conditioners so far, coconut oil is the most natural, and I know some of you are going to suggest your favorite, so please feel free to do that. And I brought some books. Oh, one more product. This woman is so lovely. She's into raw foods, and she makes, it's called Audacité is the name of the O-D, the O seems to be removed from here. It just says D-A-C-I-T-E with an accent aigu over the top. I'm going to get you more information. She makes everything so fresh that it's all dated, and it's just about good. This one's an exfoliator, so it's got the little little husks. Maybe it's I'm not sure what it is. I'll find out more from her. I'll bet you she'll do a video with me. So this is an interesting one, but I do like to do exfoliating on my face as well with natural products. Now here I do love Thomas More. I brought some of the books that were on my bedside, because it's always interesting to hear what people have by their bed. And Soulmates is by Thomas More. He has a book that he has two other books that I love. One is called Care of the Soul, and I used to listen to that on audio tape, and I highly recommend it. Everything that he writes about is how to care for your soul. This one happens to be in relationship, honoring the mysteries of love and relationship. I'll never forget, he talked about washing a tomato, and when the water's running over the tomato, when you lovingly take a tomato and you're slicing it, knowing that you're feeding someone that you love, there's so much soul. That's really a care of the soul. So our souls don't really care about money, and they don't care about like the big picture of things. They care about what we do to nurture ourselves, those closest to us, what our heart's desires are, which really goes so well with raw food, because my belief is that you clean up your whole system and you're clearing the way for your heart to receive messages from outside, and from the outside to receive your heart messages, so there becomes like a clear line of communication. Think about it. If you're eating cooked oils and they're turning into long chain, just things that are clogging up your cells and your lymph system, you're clogged, your heart, everything's clogged, your heart gets clogged, arteries get clogged, and so your brain gets clogged. And so that's your body working. But what about the etheric plane? What about your aura and everything else? It's going to be clogged, or messages aren't going to get through. So it's really important to clean up as much as possible. Remember, my motto is clean, clear, and bright. If it's not going to make you feel those ways, then just don't do it and don't eat it when you can help it. So I also have, the other books. So there's Soulmates, Care of the Soul, and The Soul of Sex. Yes, I said the three-letter word. Go find that book. It's absolutely beautiful. The Soul of Sex by Thomas More, M-O-O-R-E. Then I'm reading this book, which is so lovely, Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda. There is a place here in the Palisades that is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. It's called Lake Shrine, and it's the Self-Realization Fellowship, and it is just a beautiful spiritual place that is all inclusive of many different religions, and it is the belief, really, and it's my belief, that all true mystics believe the same thing. The true mystics of each religion have the same core beliefs. So that's a beauty. Autobiography of a Yogi. What can I say? This one always is on my bedside. The others come and go. This one is something that you just open up, get a quote, get inspired. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Nelson Mandela. John McCabe wrote this book, and he compiled a lot of beauties in here, and it's amazing. What can I say? I can't say. I think he just did. Oh, I just saw one by Eve Ensler. I could just keep reading this over and over. Helen Keller. Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of overcoming it. It makes me just breathe when I read this. This is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. John McCabe, outstanding. Imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited to all we know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world, all there will ever be to know and understand. Diet, movement, thought, planning, and intentional goal-oriented actions are all important in improving well-being, and especially in the balance to experience vibrant health. That which dominates our imaginations and our thoughts will determine our lives and our character. Ralph Waldo Emerson. I just love this book. I could go on, and in fact, this is the one that I'm going to curl up with tonight. So, there you go. Thank you, John. And John is sending some new books to give away. I know some of you have won some of his books. He's been so generous with us. Then this one, my Dr. Sadeghi recommended to me, and it's lovely. What We May Be by Piero Ferrucci. And there are meditations in here that are really nice to record yourself speaking them, and then lie down and do the meditations. I'm reminding myself to do this tonight. This is nice to do. Okay, meditation is what I want to talk about. Now, you can do a guided meditation. That's so wonderful. It's just put the headphones in, pick your favorite guided meditation. I know Dan McDonald has a great one that we used to listen to in the mornings. It was so beautiful. I'll have to find out from him what that is. And you just lie there and then you're guided through a meditation, and that's very easy. Or you could sit 5 minutes or untime, don't time yourself. I prefer to not time myself. And I sit and obviously make sure that you're not going to be disturbed and that it's a quiet space and there won't be telephones or children or whatnot. And you just sit. And instead of trying to avoid thinking or push thoughts away, notice, I think Ram Dass said this in one of his meditation books that I read, is that, and it's helped me so much, is like picture a river and a leaf floating down the river. When you are meditating and a thought arises, which they will, it's completely normal, just go, oh, there's that thought, and watch it go. And then you bring yourself back. Some people like to count. Some people like to count their breath. 8 breaths in, 8 breaths out, 4 breaths in, 4 breaths out. Stopping in between, pausing at the top, pausing at the bottom. Or you could repeat a mantra, your own mantra, over and over. And so whenever a thought comes and you stop repeating your mantra, you always come back to it. There are so many different ways to meditate. There's running meditations, walking meditations, so many. But the sitting one is so nice because once you become accustomed to doing it, you can do it anywhere. So in meditation helps us quiet our mind, our own inner workings, and tap into a larger consciousness where answers come. And that's another great thing about raw food, is that the answers do come. The messages come to us like that. It's amazing. Even something so silly like today, there's a pair of sneakers that I am in love with that I've worn out. I have so many pairs of shoes, but I always want to wear these same sneakers, and Nike doesn't make them anymore. And I started looking online, and I couldn't even find, I got them in 2009. I couldn't even find what they're called. I looked up the serial number, and finally, I just thought, I was wearing them today, and I had walked out of the farmer's market, and I was walking by the sneaker store where I got them, and I passed about half a block, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go back in and just see if they remember this shoe, if anybody knows what it's called. And I walked in, and I said, you see these shoes? I love these shoes, and I can't find these shoes. And the guy's like, well, I don't know, but I know somebody who does, who would. If anyone would, Alex. So Alex came out, and he was like, I remember those shoes. Those are called the industrialist shoes. Da, da, da. Anyway, he said he would try and find them for me. So at that moment when I was walking on the street and a little voice said, turn around, I did. I listened. So if you just go about your day, if we go about our days being in the flow like that, instead of operating so academically and from our head, is just kind of allow yourself a certain amount of freedom to follow guidance, because the guidance is there so much more than we know it, so much more than we are aware of, unless we're just aware. And lately my days have been going with my heart, going with my feeling, going against what my head says to do sometimes. Well, you should do this, and really, why don't you want to do this? Everybody else is doing this. And I just say, well, I'm going to be okay with being different, and I'm going to be okay with maybe disappointing somebody in order to honor myself. So that's a really other good subject, is that we have to be okay with disappointing people sometimes in order to truly honor ourselves. Going somewhere that we feel obligated to go doesn't do us service, nor the person that we're going to do it for. It needs to be, the things we do need to be done out of a choice. Now, if you're obligated to go somewhere and you can find where there's choice in it, that's what I highly recommend to do, is find, well, I don't have to do this, I'm choosing to do this. If you can be creative and find out why it's the choice for you to do. If you cannot find any reason or choice in the matter, really rethink it and honor yourselves. So that might be selfish, it might seem selfish, but a friend of mine once told me that, this was really a long time ago, but he said going to see someone out of obligation a sick person or somebody who's depressed or a friend who expects you to be there, going to see them at the point when you're not ready to is like sending them, it's like someone drowning and sending them a sinking life preserver. It's not going to help them because your energy is not in the right place. So if we can shift our energy to know why we're doing it, then that's the best case scenario. So otherwise we don't do it. And there always turns out to be some reason why it's best to listen to your inner guidance, and we may not see it at the time. So on that note, that was a whole lot more than toothpaste and dry brushing, but these are all the things, these are all the tools to take care of ourselves. It's absolutely beautiful to nurture yourself with dry brushing and a bath in salts with lavender oil. It's anointing and it's caring for the soul, and sometimes it takes, we're so driven do this. Sometimes it takes some softness, some femininity, some time to care for yourself and care for your soul to get back to that, out there way of being. So honor that part and enjoy it, and really, really enjoy it, and do take the time to do it because it makes a difference. Moisturize your hair, obviously brush your teeth. I don't have my floss here, but we all know what floss is. Anyway, so get your greens on. That's the biggest beauty secret. Greens, coconut oil for your hair and skin. Lots of water, which I'm going to drink now. And good sleep. So, nighty-night, everybody, and I'll see you soon.